While investigating Alex Denny's peculiar photographs, our intrepid investigators discovered a mushroom that should only grow in the land of the Winter Fae, growing in Cemetery Park, where their client runs regularly. This is a shorter episode, but I promise it packs a punch.
All right, into the forest of death. Take my hand, take my elbow. Gonna go where no humans go. Into the woods, where nothing's good. If you get scared, just keep on walking.
The elbows are akimbo as we walk towards Fey Limbo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they'll dance and sing in a fairy ring. Don't cross the line, don't cross the line, or it'll be the last time.
Don't cross it, don't cross it. If you know what's good for you, don't cross it, don't cross it.
You find yourselves in what you estimate to be the center, the ring of graves. And you spot in the center of that ring a ring of red mushrooms.
Okay.
And you hear a faint song resounding through the woods. It sounds infinitely sad and miles away.
I'm going to take the camera. Click.
I'm gonna walk up to the very edge of the fairy ring, but not step inside yet. And I'm gonna hold the mushroom up and say, Aubrey just takes a deep sigh, straight brushes off the dust from her Hawaiian shirt. O Winterlands, I call upon you as a foreign dignitary, Aubrey Stump of the Autumn Lands. I have been gone for many years, but I return and I call upon you for favor. It is your sworn duty to respond.
There is a swirl of cold wind, and as the leaves that are on the ground circulate and circulate and circulate, you suddenly see standing in the middle of this whirlwind a tall, elegant-looking, angular-featured woman with hair of purest white that hangs down below her waist and seems to trail off bits of snow with every precise movement she makes. So polite, young one.
I'm older than you.
Be welcome in my circle. You most certainly are not. None of your kind are. Your kind is not. Be welcome here. Oh, formal one. Madam Stump. I have not had a guest in some time. Would you like to step inside, you and your companions, with all rights and privileges that a guest might want?
If a guest might want safe return, would you consider that?
It would be granted, naturally. You have guest rights.
Ooh,
Is
I
that
wanna
a
see
promise?
if she's lying. Can I see a perception to see if she's lying? Is that the truth?
Yeah,
I think
I'll
it's a-
take,
yeah,
I'll
it's
take
a fairy
perception from
promise
you,
thing.
and I'll take knowledge of the Fae
Oh,
from
fairy promise?
Stump.
I don't have specific knowledge skills, so would this be...
It would be intelligence untrained.
Okay. Can I get
intellect.
my extra dice for fairy stuff?
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely. This is exactly where it applies.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Then maybe I just let her do that then, yeah.
Yeah, and it's This is going to go against 1.
1.
This is basic society of the fairies.
That is, I get an extra success to this, so that's 4 successes and 2 advantages.
Yeah. It is uncommon for a fae to speak so plainly, but if you've been offered guest right, it would be against the creature's nature to go against that.
Yeah, if you get a promise out of a fairy, you'll get what you promised. And if that's direct, then it's good, but you need to watch your words. Can you promise, under guest rights, that we will be allowed to not only leave with our minds and bodies as they have entered, but also that time will not have passed while we are on the other side of the circle?
You are canny, aren't you? Very well.
Can I silently communicate real quick? And we can bring a +1 back if we find them over there.
I mean, I don't know if that's part of the deal. That might be another... We might need to inquire about that on the way.
So she's not, you don't know if she's over there or not? Okay.
I think we
never
need to
mind.
ask.
Okay.
I think this is just go into the negotiation table.
All right.
You step into the mushroom ring and find yourselves in an open pavilion atop a mountain. There is snow beneath you, snow on the peaks that you can see spreading out to the horizon all around you. But not a single peak rises higher than this one. This is the highest mountain in winter.
I'm sorry, fellow diplomat. May I have your name?
And what will you trade for it?
I was just asking.
You may address me as Sprig.
Well, worth a shot. You can't knock the hustle, right?
Certainly not, but if you wish to deceive me, you must try harder, child.
Can I ask her what her
Aubrey
name
is
is?
so over it.
Is
Their name is Sprig. I was
Okay, that's not
trying
worth
a
it?
classic fairy trick to
Okay.
steal their name forever. But you probably invented it, so be flattered. It's very widespread now.
Thank you. Again, you can, if you'd like, roll a knowledge. This is going to be harder, but you can try and identify sort of what sort of creature she might be.
Sure.
This is going to go against 3.
Ooh.
Ooh,
That is 1 success and 2 threats.
all right.
Oh, that's good.
I have an auto success for
Nice.
this
Yeah.
one.
So
I'm
you
so
don't,
cold.
You don't think it's her. You think it might be one of her cousins. You are aware of a creature known as the Cailleach.
Kaliuk?
Cailleach, who is a Scottish winter witch, winter fairy, winter fae, who has dominion over winter in all of Northern Europe. Right, a place where winter is deep and cold. This is maybe a cousin of hers.
All right.
Allow me to...
You've got a great mountain.
Thank you. I certainly do. Allow me to serve you tea. And she pulls a kettle that had been boiling over a fire in the middle of the pavilion, smoke wispily trailing up above, and she pours 4 glasses.
Aubrey does some charades about how you're not supposed to drink and eat stuff.
Oh, yeah. That was clear.
Yeah.
She takes a sip and invites you to sit at the 4 chairs around the fire that you did not notice a moment ago.
Yeah, I'll sit down.
I'm taking Aubrey's lead on this one. I will sit down next to her.
So, polite one, what brings you here?
I'm here in search of a mortal, relatively young, who either fell through or came through in what would be 3 months time if you measure it that way, on the other side of the circle. A name of Madeline, and I believe that maybe you asked her for her name and she gave it to you?
She taps her lips thoughtfully, seeming to search her memory. Child, I'm afraid information of that nature would not be free. What do you propose to trade? Would it be honor, service, or secret?
Secret.
This is only a trifling matter, but tell me something of your mother.
I really wanted to be like her when I was young. Up through middle school, I tried really hard to model myself after her, and I was never quite good enough at it. She was so smart. She really had it together, and people admired her because she knew how to help them. And when I got back from the Autumn Lands, things between her and my dad really fell apart. They started arguing a lot about me. And when they divorced, she left town. And I don't blame her for it. I hope she's doing well. And I hope she's proud.
You feel the intensity of this memory, the last memory you have of your mother before she left town, wane just a bit, as if, as you spoke it, the air leaving your lungs was breathed in by this woman. Well, isn't that delicious? I'm afraid there is no Madeline here, nor has there been one from your lands in some time. But I do know this name.
I'm just over here not losing my voice, throat, whatever fairies try to take from you.
No. She's probably gonna take my memories of this, but I keep a lot of journals, because...
Can she hear when I try and communicate with Aubrey silently?
Try.
Would it be really bad to use the voice on this lady?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I thought it probably
Good
would
call
be.
asking, though.
Yep, okay. Should I just keep sitting here?
My secret had two parts. One before and one after. You've only given me half.
You see a look of pain across her face as she realizes she's obliged to answer you. I did not take her name, as you suspect. Only her memory, and only from some.
Do you know... I can trade more secrets, but first I would need to know whether you have the information to answer what I'm looking for. Which would be whether she... You previously said that she had never passed through here. What was the wording on the first?
There has been no Madeline here.
For some time.
For some time.
For some time.
Longer than the... If I were to gauge, scant 25 years you've walked your earth.
You can round it to that. Was there one from here who left into the mortal world? Called herself Madeline there and came back home?
My dear, I can see that you're confused. Don't don't come around here asking questions you don't know the answers to. 'Cause every single one creates a strand of obligation that I'm going to tie around you, desperate child. Desperate child.
You don't understand. I didn't come here to play. The things I offer, I give freely away. You want to tie me to a place that I've searched for many years. Tether me to something that I looked for through my tears. Every string that you have on me keeps me remembering a thing that I was looking for through all the hard Decemberings. And I know this is a part of my life to stay. And there's nothing I won't give freely away. I was a desperate child. And in many ways I still am a desperate child.
Desperate child. You stand now atop my mountain, and I could push you to the bottom. You stand here in the center of winter, trying to invoke autumn. Desperate child. Desperate child. Desperate child.
I know your game and I know the words you sing. But after winter there will always come a spring. And the winter there for me was the time when I was blue, when the normal water world had kept me from seeing you. So come at me with your storms, come at me with your snow. 'Cause I know spring will come, and then I'll finally grow back to what I was, and back from who I am, and try to take that from me. But I don't think you can. I'm a desperate child. Desperate child. I know. Desperate child. Desperate child. Desperate child.
That's so cool.
This was a long enough break. That was good, guys.
You say you give willingly. Autumn always was naive, thinking the change was the purpose. Thinking that all this, all your striving, your searching, all you build wouldn't end in death and ground to dust beneath an advancing glacier.
And winter always thought that you were the end of things. That autumn was a fool because you would make your way past us and grow beyond us eventually. There's always something that comes after, and it'll make its way back. Changes the whole manner of things. Aubrey suddenly kind of gets self-conscious and scratches her shag and adjusts her Hawaiian shirt.
I can paint a picture for you if you'd like.
If you'd like, you may.
You come here seeking information. You know I will not give it freely. Honor, service, or secret.
I got a lot of secrets. I'm kind of an open book. Why not? What's the harm?
If you really want to, but I really don't mind. I can give away stuff.
No, but I think she's after something new. Am I reading that correctly?
Lady of the Sea, your secrets are welcome here.
Sure. Why not? That's the main one, so I know you got that one for free.
Yeah, don't you owe her? She considers that a secret.
It's written plainly for anyone who cares to look.
All right.
You do have gills.
No. Does she?
Those aren't gills?
No.
I'm sorry.
All right. Talking about familial past on the topic of mothers. Sure. Why don't we go there?
Let's.
It was always clear that I was never going to be enough for my mother. In fact, that she doesn't even know that I'm a part of this detective agency. She doesn't know that I am not a bloodthirsty just like she is. And I resent her for that. I have no plans to follow in my family's footsteps, and none of them know that. I can say it here now because I don't know if she and you are that much in communication, so fine with me. Roll the dice, shall we? People like you really get on my nerves, too. That's another secret for free. Other women who think that they're just as powerful and can pit people down. Hate that. I'm a little fired up, getting a little too.
Child, I invite you to my home. I offer you tea. And you have nothing but venom in your words for me. Child, desperation reeks from every pore. But you trade one secret, so I'll give you one more. I smell a man, one who I've met, one who I've helped, one who made a free trade.
He hated everything. He hated her. I've been dead silent the entire time.
Thorne's been cracking the case wide open.
Thorne, what?
He traded her. It was Alex.
What did you give him?
Surcease from his suffering.
Yeah, I see.
He was the one running. Stumbled through. Forgot all about it.
I'm blinded by crush. Wait, what?
I'm so sorry, but you cannot pursue this man.
And then he hired us to figure it out.
He might not even remember what he did, I assume.
Gotta imagine he
Yeah.
doesn't. Anything involved with her would involve wishing her away.
Okay, well, we need to get her back and also get
We'll give you
Modern
him.
police force is gonna arrest him for this.
Pardon me. You seem to be still operating under the misapprehension that I have someone of yours. I do not.
Do we think she actually moved?
Did you give her a promotion?
I have never met this Madeline. You may call me names, you may call me witch, you may call me anything you like. I have been here offering the numb of cold to anyone who asks for my advice. This man you seek to help came to me, distraught, destroyed. I set him free from his burdens. I replaced pain with void. You may say it's better to have loved and lost. I say No memory is worth that cost. You may say it's better to have loved and lost. I say nothing is worth that cost. And so you're here, accusing me of awful things, of being like some sea creature I cannot see. She's so far beneath me. She is not as old as these hills. For all I care, you could just be some damn fish with gills far beneath me. So get you gone. You have worn out your welcome. Your whole premise has been wrong. You may say it's better to have loved and lost. I say nothing is worth the cost of a broken heart.
This is just like Ariana Grande's new album. Sorry.
Your hospitality is noted as unwavering throughout this conversation.
She inclines her head.
We shall take our leave.
To be clear, any accusations of impropriety were directed at Mr. Dinny.
I'll just own up and say that I made a mistake. No. I apologize. My words were out of place. I know better now where my place lies in relation to you and your kind.
Grace from one so young. She inclines her head at you.
From one relatively young but slightly older, I'll freely give you 3 things. 1, my thanks. 2, my apologies for whatever has hurt you such that you feel you need to forget it or help others in the same. And 3rd, to share but not give away a memory of mine. Which is that if I would count the winter for me as the time after I returned from the autumn lands and before I discovered magic again, the years when I believed myself living 2 lives that could not be reconciled. It was hard and difficult, and there were times when I tried to forget things because it would make my life easier, but I also learned a great deal. I learned about plants and gardening, and how to drive, and how to do taxes, and I reconnected with some friends that I had known before, but as actual friends, not as school acquaintances. And I would not give away winter, because it's given me a great deal.
Winter is generous. She gestures, and a door that was not there before stands open back into the forest.
I'm a bolt on out of there.
Aubrey's kind of backing up towards the door, but looking not quite nostalgically, because I don't know I've ever been up here before, but just with a real sense of like seeing something that I didn't think I would ever see again, and wanting to remember it, wanting to hold on to it.
Thorn won't leave till Aubrey leaves.
All right, we'll head out.
Mara, first through the door, you feel warmth on your skin as if you'd never felt it before. And something is gone. Some memory of your mother.
Ooh.
Not all of it, but some interaction where you stood up for yourself. The memory of that is hazy.
Fair enough.
You stand in the center of this forest that, from your perspective, goes on forever. And a few minutes pass and you're alone. You hear nothing but the sound of birds, and the movement of squirrels, and the wind in the trees, until your companions step through the door as well.
Take and tentatively grab Aubrey's hand and ask if she's okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
I feel kind of guilty. I let my lid come a little loose, but all the more reason for if you need to be open about what you experienced. Now it's not just beneficial to you. It'll help me from keeping my foot out of my mouth in the future.
No, it's some old fae are like that. They talk a big game, but they only exist in relation to the creativity and whims and unpredictability of mortals, right? This is a storm that can't change. She's always been a storm. She'll always be a storm. So we're probably the most interesting thing that's happened to her since Dinny did whatever he did.
So just to be clear, he wished her away?
He did something.
He wished her out of his life, at least. She might be somewhere. She might be in Asteroid City.
Maybe he wished the best for her.
Oh.
So I say we maybe top of the list, look out for some wildlife photographers in Asteroid City named Madeline.
Yeah.
And so our sonorous sleuths survived their encounter with Sprig and learned why their client has missing memories. Even with all this knowledge, can they help him? Find out next time in the conclusion of this mystery on RPG Major. Thanks for joining us for this RPG Major Mystery. You can connect with us and other people who like this oddball little show on our Discord or on social media. You'll find links in our show notes. Mara Vertere is played by unrivaled vocalist Lauren Drake. You can find her in scripted productions around Seattle and performing with Jet City Improv and musical improv team We Have Some Notes. Find her on socials at La Drake. Aubrey Stump is played by loquacious lyricist Camilla Franklin. Find her performing around Seattle with musical improv team Fancy Cafeteria and on Instagram at Camilla Strader. Thorn is played by peerless performer AJ Crumley. You can find them performing in Seattle at Comedy Sports and with Crooked Street Theatrics and Productions. They're on Instagram at Major Fraser. All music for RPG Major is created live in the room by our unmatched accompanist, Noah Samuels. Find him on Instagram at Samuels_Noah. And I'm your GM and host, Helix. You can find me performing with Jet City Improv and musical improv team We Have Some Notes. Connect with me and the show on social media at RPG Major. We'll see you next time.
In the ballpark of, they shut Niagara Falls off at night. I was a tour guide at the World's Only Corn Palace for a while.
The world's only courthouse?
Corn Palace.
I was like,
There are so many courthouses, AJ. Most cities have one.
Where do you have court? The world's only courthouse. Ironically, there is a basketball court in the world's only corn palace. But the best question I ever got, and I got a few doozies, like where are all the teepees? But the best one I ever got was, so where do they store Mount Rushmore in the winter? We are about 400 miles away from Mount Rushmore at that point also. Yeah, dude.
No. They don't move. You just put earmuffs on them so they don't get cold.
Just one big scarf.
it's Lego. Like, it was built and you could take it apart, but you don't really want to.
You just pop it off. You just turn them around.
Right. Whoa.